Hi, I'm so glad you could come over today. Yeah, everything going all right? How's your channel, Whispers in Bloom, going? I love it. I watch it almost every day, and you've totally inspired me to make you some chocolate. And it's a bit magical. Well, let me see what you need today. I know you can do this just by looking at someone, but I need a little bit of help. So if you don't mind, I'm going to test your aura a little bit. Is that okay? Okay. Just getting a feel of your energies. Do you want to tell me a little bit about how you've been feeling as well? That might help. Okay. Okay, I think I'm getting a good feel for it. And let me see your hand. Okay. Just checking your lines. Okay. All right, great. Great. Well, I think I have an idea of what I want to do. Are you ready to make some chocolate? I'm just going to make you a small bar today. Okay? So we're going to start off, let's see, I want to make sure you get a good look. So we're going to start off with just some butter. I have 2 tablespoons of butter, and I've melted it. And then I'm going to add, most of us don't have access to cocoa beans, so we use cocoa powder. If you have access to cocoa beans, it probably makes a better chocolate, but today we're going to use cocoa powder. So I'm going to use 1/4 cup of cocoa powder, 1/4 cup, and then maybe a little extra. So it's okay if it's sort of a heaping 1/4 cup. And just set that aside. I like to use, I don't know if it's pronounced Ghirardelli or Ghirardelli, but I like this cocoa the best. I also use it for making my own cocoa as well. So I'm just going to mix that up. Yeah. So yeah, you've had 100 subscribers on Whispers in Bloom. That's great. Well, you definitely deserve it. I watch your videos almost every day. The only reason I don't watch it every day is because you don't have enough videos out yet. So sometimes I watched too many of them, the same one, too many times, and I need a little break from it. But they're fantastic. See, now, just look at that. Already looks beautiful. One of the reasons I like to make my own chocolate is because it is one of my vices. I have a piece of chocolate every day, and so I've started making my own chocolate with agave. And then I feel like it's a little bit healthier. You want to use about, I'm going to start off with about half a tablespoon, so 2 teaspoons of agave. And while I am not a brilliant cook, I'm actually a pretty good baker. Make my own bread and make a lot of treats. I try not to keep a lot of treats in the house, but I like treats a lot. So I at least make myself have to make them when I want them. So I bake a lot, and I make a lot of treats. And one of the things I have learned is to taste everything. Okay, that's not sweet enough for me, so I'm going to add another couple of teaspoons of agave. I really like agave, especially the organic agave with fiber. Some agave you can get also has some protein in it. And I always like that because I'm mostly vegetarian, just because I don't think the way we make meat in America is very healthy. So I eat it occasionally, but not very often. So let's taste that again. That's better, but I still want some more. Here, you taste it. What do you think? Yeah, more. You know what? Let's add a little bit of honey, mostly for the flavor of honey. I love the flavor of honey, and this is orange blossom honey. I don't think the honey is as sweet as the agave. The same amount of honey is not as sweet as the same amount of agave. Sorry, I'm running a little low on my honey. I'm going to do one more squirt. We make oatmeal at my house almost every morning, and we use a lot of agave and honey in it. So we go through it pretty fast. And I made a mistake last time when I made chocolate of trying to make it with Truvia with like some stevia powder, which is great if you have the drops, but if you're not doing this over a double boiler, it doesn't work with powdered sugars or sweeteners because it doesn't melt. So let's see. Much better. Taste that. Okay. So not as sweet as maybe a store-bought chocolate, but just enough. I try to limit myself with sweets to just as sweet as I can. It's sweet enough for me to be happy with it, but as little sugar sweetener as I can take. So now we're going to go with some of the magic. So we're going to start off with what's going to seem strange. This is cayenne pepper. I like cayenne pepper in my chocolate. This cayenne pepper is infused with passion and should boost your creativity. I know you're passionate about your YouTube channel right now, so this is a bit self-serving. This whole chocolate bar is a bit self-serving because I am working so that you will stay creative and keep making me videos. So again, Whispers in Bloom. It's an adorable title and a wonderful ASMR channel. So I'm going to taste that. Okay, needs more. So cayenne pepper. So we're going to add a little bit more passion in there. Spice up your life a little bit. The practical part of cayenne pepper. You will not eat as much chocolate if it has cayenne pepper in it. Most likely. That little extra spiciness, I think, gives it this beautiful extra flavor, but also keeps you from downing mass quantities of chocolate, which I have been known to do. So let's see. The next thing we're going to add is cinnamon. Now, this cinnamon has been steeped with serenity. We are most creative when we are calm. You may think that being all stressed out and hyper makes us more creative, but it doesn't. We often feel that way. Oh, that's good cinnamon. We often feel like we're more creative, more alert that way, but actually the more calm and relaxed you are, the easier you can handle problems, the easier you can react to changes. So, let me taste that. You taste it. Yeah, I'm going to actually add a little bit more cinnamon. I don't think you can have too much cinnamon. Smells good. Tastes good. It will cut that cayenne pepper taste a little bit. So we want that cayenne pepper in there just to give it that little spice. I love cayenne pepper. You have to be careful. You don't want to add too much. but that little bit, ooh, I had a little bit of cayenne on my fingers, just licked it off. The final ingredient we're going to add today, just based on what it seems like you need from your hand and from your aura and from your energies. So this is a very special concoction of mine. This is cardamom. But this cardamom has been infused with vision. We're not going to use too much. We're going to just use a pinch. And what I mean by vision is it's almost like you can tap into your dreams during the day. So it's like when you close your eyes and you have that little daydream that gives you a creative spark and helps you to move a project forward or think of a new idea. Okay, so I'm going to add just a tiny bit more cardamom, but you want to make sure you don't add too much. I'm going to give you some of this. I've just made up a batch of the cardamom with vision in it, and I'm not sure if you have a lot of that at your shop, so I know it's a special one that I tend to make here. You don't want to add too much or else your guests can hallucinate, and make sure if they're buying large quantities of it that they know this. One piece of chocolate with cardamom can go a long way with this batch. Okay, so now what we're going to do, one of the reasons I like to make my own chocolate is because I like to add in these various components. There are lots of chocolates out there that have cayenne pepper or some sort of heat in them, but often I find that they're actually too hot for me. I don't like them. So I like to be able to control how much goes in. And again, when I'm using these special ingredients, delicious. Sorry, can't beat licking the spoon. When I'm adding these special ingredients, I like to be able to control how much. I don't want to be hallucinating, and I don't know that I trust people to know how much to add of the infused cardamom. And also, I like to use the agave instead of other sweeteners and sugars. And I also like to use fresh herbs from my garden. I grow a lot of herbs. I have a fennel that grows like a weed. And sorry, my hands are nice and clean. I washed them before I made this chocolate. Always, always. I want to get every last bit. So now I'm just going to spread this into a bit of a bar. If you have a mold, I've been looking for a good chocolate frog mold. I want to make my own chocolate frogs. But I want to make them small, and most of the chocolate frog molds that I've found are a bit too large for me. What my husband says is he wants lines on his chocolate bar so he knows when he's become a pig. So I'll probably, as this cools down a little bit, draw some lines on it. And again, it won't look perfect, which is kind of okay because it's homemade chocolate. And it's nice to be able to know it's homemade chocolate. But you want to sort of have it an even amount on both sides. I'm using a Silpat because I have one. It's just, I think, just a piece of silicone. They're wonderful for baking because nothing will burn. If it's sitting on a Silpat, I mean, the tops can burn, but the bottom won't burn to the metal. It's a wonderful way to cook. If you don't have a Silpat, you can always use a just piece of wax paper or Yeah, piece of wax paper is what you want to go with. And then I'm going to just pop this in the freezer. It won't take long to make. It won't take long to be ready. About a half hour. The nice thing is with this, if you get tired of it or you want a different texture, if you leave it out for a little bit, it kind of turns into a fudge like it is right now. Right now it's a little bit softer than fudge, but I learned this by accidentally leaving it out too long. Sorry, I keep eating all of this. And yeah, it turns into kind of a fudge, which is nice. So then I'm just going to score it a little bit. So again, it gives you an idea of how much chocolate you should be eating at one time. So again, that was a pet peeve of my husband's when I said I was making chocolate, is that he wouldn't know when to stop. So now we have little, they're not exactly even, but they're pretty reasonable amounts of chocolate for one sitting. And that should be a big help. And hopefully it means that I will get more videos on Whispers in Bloom. And I have been telling everyone I know about it because it is a wonderful, wonderful channel. It is so creative. It inspired me to make my own chocolate. And I'm so happy that you are working on this channel, and I look forward to more videos. It's wonderful how prolific you've been recently. It's made my day, and I'm sure many other people. So I'll just let this freeze for 20 minutes. We can hang out and talk, and then you can take your chocolate home. Okay. I'm so glad you could come over today. All right, take care. Talk to you later. Yeah, what kind of tea would you like? Okay, I'll go get it.